What's up, guys? So, I wanted to film this to, first of all, demonstrate that I am indeed still alive despite all the, like, unlikeliness attached to that. Nah, just kidding. It's just been kind of crazy and difficult lately. But, anyways, I'll get my life together at some point. So, I am away from the internet for like 2, 3, 4 days, however long it's been since I actually streamed. And usually, what I stream are topics that either come to mind or something happens, and I get that motivation and drive to talk about it. And then I come back today and I see tons of thumbnails talking about something about Kylie Jenner and her being self made, right? And then I said, you know what? Sure, let's have this conversation again because this is absolutely nothing that's new. This has happened time again and again where we have this discussion about people who claim to be self made. Like, I think they even say that the Amazon guy is also supposed to be like self made or something. So I thought that because I have never actually talked about this, I would contribute what I believe at first glance when I hear the word self made. And I watched a video like 2 hours ago, and I don't remember which one it was. Maybe it was Philip DeFranco's or it was somebody's. And in the comment section, the first thing that I left in that video was nobody, absolutely nobody in this life is successful and self made. Because in Kylie Jenner's case, I'm not even going to really dive super deep into it, but in her case, this is a little girl who comes from an extremely privileged background. And let's not even sit here and pretend that she does not benefit from the fact that she's from a wealthy family. And on top of that, she had the media covering her rear from the moment she was born. I mean, you have a place in society, you have influence. That does make a difference. But to me, in my personal opinion, that just shows you how much in a bubble people who come from a privileged background just live in. And the reason I say that is because I'm not denying that if she has a company, she does need to have leadership to make it work and whatnot. Because let's face it, if you have money, in order to maintain money, you have to make it work for you. You have to keep building it because it is possible to exhaust all of your money even if you're a millionaire. So some people just decide to have their money and do nothing with their lives because they're like, what the hell? The job is work is already made for me. Why do I have to complicate my life any further? But some people, like Jenner's case, she looks at it and she's like, you know what? I have a platform, I have a position. Let me do something with it and go even a step further than the position that I'm already being granted. So, good for you. Like, you benefit from it. You enjoy. I mean, your family did the legwork for you, like before you were even born, to make sure that your offspring, which is what you are part of the offspring of these people, for you to reap, what they sowed. So then, with that said, do you not think that, for instance, your sister Kim, what the hell is she known for? She's known for that little video, however many years ago it happened, in which, this is a very sex oriented society. That mess is going to get spread and shared, and it's going to become lucrative. And guess what? Your mother was intelligent and astute enough to be like, you know what, Kim, since you literally and figuratively fucked up, then let's do something good with that. Let's just build something out of that. All of the attention that you're getting, let's make sure that we keep that attention to ourselves. It's not like these people came from nothing and Kim doing what she did is what put them in the position of power. No, these people, like the Kardashians, wasn't like the dad some kind of lawyer or something. Yeah, lawyer, the OJ Simpson case or whatever. So, he had money. I don't know what the mother was doing, like when she was married to this guy. I don't know if she had a career at all or if she was just living in one of those instances in which she's an older lady. So maybe because her man was already making good money, she did not need to work at all. It doesn't really matter. But it's like, your father was already in a good spot in society, and he also happened to be a lawyer, from what I understand, who was pretty well known. I don't know if he was well known for how good he was, or if he was well known because he was dealing with the OJ Simpson stuff. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that that puts you in a privileged spot. Your mother was put in a much more privileged spot already. So then, after that, she decided to go after an Olympics, a guy in the Olympics. Of course, that guy is going to have his wealth of his own. Plus, whatever it is that your mother may be entitled to. I don't know if she divorced Mr. Kardashian. I don't even know how that ended. If she was just a widow after he like died, that's what caused the relationship to end. I don't know. It doesn't matter. What matters is you, Kylie Jenner. It's weird for me to just like for you to say that you are self-made, or for you to want to acknowledge that Forbes is right at calling you self-made. Let me tell you, nobody is ever self-made because we always need help from someone. It's like, let's take this nation for example. It took a lot of people, a fuck ton of people, to conquer it and build it into the stuff that we know today. Do you think a single man, just one single individual, would have been able to build all of the roads in the country? One man, one lifetime, all of the thousands upon thousands of miles that, we get to transit and whatnot. Do you think one single person could have done that? Like self-made highways. Oh yeah, I am the guy responsible for building these highways. Yeah, I'm completely self-made. My business is completely self-made. No, you know why? Because this is going to sound stupid. I cannot believe that I'm even saying this from how stupid it is. But it doesn't work like that because not even you, as a living, breathing person, are self made. It takes a team, two people coming together to make your little life possible. So, do you think that that does not establish some kind of a pattern, that it is virtually impossible to accomplish anything absolutely alone? When you are brought into this world, someone has to look after you, someone has to give you things, someone has to get up really early in the morning to make sure that you get fed so that you can grow into whatever creature it is that you're going to grow into. So, someone has to go through that process of ensuring that you can develop. See what I mean? So, in the same manner that you can develop that empire that you have right now, someone had to give you something to start off from. So, in a situation like that, I would say that your parents must have made really good decisions because, like I mentioned earlier, there are people who are rich, and it is possible for you to lose your fortunes if you make really bad decisions. Your parents happen to have made great decisions. Your mother, for example, she saw an opportunity and she was like, you know what? Let me exploit what my daughter just did just to make something for ourselves. And that's how your dynasty, your fortune, it came about and it has sustained itself all this time. All of that promotion. So again, it's really weird to say, to hear you say and to hear other places say that you became rich just independently, like you had no advantage whatsoever. You being called, say, Kylie Jenner had absolutely nothing to do with it. It's just crazy and it's weird. And I'm pretty sure that Forbes means what it puts out. It's more like, well, she is the sole proprietor of that business. Excellent. Great. You understand that women's ego costs a lot and they're willing to spend God knows how much money on your line of clothing and your line of makeup. But, because I'm doing the same. I'm actually selling my own little things. And I'm like, you know what? This is cute. I bet that if I showcase it, someone's going to want to buy it. And people occasionally buy stuff for me. And I'm like, you know what? Awesome. Good for me. I understand that this is a very consumeristic society, and I am trying to make decisions to support myself in that manner. Nothing wrong with that. But I am not self made. You know why? Because I needed to count with the support of, say, my mother to have somewhere to live because it's impossible to make it on the wages that I have currently. and the hours per week that I get currently. And I have no shame in admitting that I am getting help, because that's, we all have to start from somewhere. So if I had to absolutely completely be responsible for my housing, it's like, okay, I would need to be a full-time worker. There is no way that I would have the energy, desire, anything to be doing something on the side. You see what I mean? So I can say I am not self-made. I am actually privileged in the aspect that I can count on a partner to make it through with my days, to where I can build up something that I can see as potential, with potential to fulfill some of my dreams. Some of my dreams are getting up when I want to, not having a boss, and doing what I do here, which is I'm by myself, I run the show, I do it when I want to, on whatever topic that I want to, however format that I want to. Whoever likes it, they like it. Whoever doesn't like it, I don't owe them anything. I don't owe anybody anything, but I do appreciate those who are present in here. But, everything needs to be balanced. You have had the privilege, so to where you don't have to worry about money the way that most of us do. So, do you think it would have been possible for you to grow into the being that you grew into so young if you did not have some kind of benefit? Benefit from your connections, benefits from your family's connections, benefits from your family's place in society, benefit from your family's wealth. What if you would have been born with an illness? What if your parents would have had limited resources? Do you think at 21 you would have fulfilled all of those amazing things? I'm pretty sure you would not. So, again, it's petty, it's stupid, it's not a big deal. I just thought that, wow, people still believe that it is possible for you to be absolutely self-made when it comes to the business world. No, you need consumers, and in order to get consumers, you need to spread the word, and in order to spread the word, you need others to help you out and do that for you. So I don't know, you guys. I thought that I would vent and ramble about that because it's just amazing to me how, just the bubble that some people live in, and I thought that I would share that. So let me catch up with what you guys are saying. Um, Hello, Holger. Hello, Jordan. Bad publicity is better than no publicity. Yeah, tell me about it. Publicity is all that it takes, because when it comes to this thing that I do, that I tell you guys about how I sell like clothes and stuff, it's only working for me because I've been staying up day and night, just sharing and sharing and sharing and posting and telling people about it and showing people what I have. And pretty much, I don't really actively go around canvassing, but I'm like, hey, look at this. Would you wear this? Do you like this? What are you looking for? What is your size? This and that. So, of course, I am getting informed because I have interest in building something up, and there is no way that I can be the own consumer of my own product if I am trying to make money. I need for other people to give me money because I don't have money. If I give money to myself, it's not just going to reproduce. It's going to only reproduce if I get other people to inject their capital into me. And the way to do that is to sell a product. But of course, when you don't break it down like that, it's very easy for you to just take it for granted. Yes, people need to make guaranteed money forever to different generations in their families, and most famous people cannot famous forever, can't be rich forever people. Yeah, everything, absolutely everything has an expiration date. Do you guys ever wonder what happened to the individuals who we used to hear so much about, and they apparently were like momentary, what is it, celebrities? You get your 15 minutes of fame, everybody moves on, everyone forgets about you. But the only way you stay present in people's minds is if you keep putting yourself out there, keep appearing on TV, keep showing up on the radio, keep appearing in posters, magazines, publicity. That is the way that people will not forget about you. There are individuals who may develop some kind of a connection for you to where they simply cannot let go of your soul and they have to stalk you forever. But not everyone is like that. A lot of people simply move on to better things. I know plenty of people, based on my analytics, plenty of people who have hit that unsubscribe button because guess what? They have found better things and moved on to better things. Guess what? While they were here, I enjoyed their presence. But now it's a different time in their lives. It is a different time in my life. So I'm not going to be offended by that. I am not putting the effort to make myself be known. I'm not trying to put my face out there actively. Like, all I know that all I have to do is do something stupid that will gather momentum, and then more people will feel inspired to keep sharing it and sharing it and sharing it. Like something that's, what is it, captivating, intriguing, like the shock aspect of it. And I don't want to be known for someone who did something dumb and that's how I became popular. Like, congrats to the folks who did that and they are like, rich because they did something stupid. Like, good for you. If that's what makes you happy, excellent. But for me, I actually like to be intelligent and useful and contribute one way or another. But if you just do things for the sake of getting attention, I would like to get attention, but the right kind of attention. So if you go down in history as someone who did something stupid and you, like, if your ultimate goal was fulfilled, which was just be famous for what I consider to be the wrong reasons, if that makes you happy, whatever floats your boat, mate. But then don't complain about the consequences. The consequences of, everyone just knows me for that stupid thing I did, and now I want for people to take me seriously, but nobody will take me seriously. Well, you made your decision. So if you would have thought about it a little better, if you would have been a more responsible human in the past, maybe you would not be having this problem. But you did not have your priorities very clear. So I want to feel bad for you. I want to have sympathy for you, but I cannot because you need to have a certain degree of maturity at a certain age. So if you're going to do stupid things, you cannot expect to have the best outcome. See what I mean? So I just like for people to be accountable. Just please be accountable for whatever it is that you do. Cardi B Hollywood Agenda. Hello, love. Hey, Karina. Good to see you. No man cannot make it on their own. Everybody needs help. Everybody got to learn from somebody. Nobody can be born automatically rich. Yeah, that too. You could be like, oh, Zem, how about the people who end up in deserted islands and they survive? Well, guess what? Prior to that person ending up in that deserted island, they had to have obtained knowledge from somewhere. Oh, guess what? I have hands, fingers, feet. It is possible for me to climb a tree. It is possible for me to bust open this coconut somehow. It is possible for me to like desalinate this water or collect water from the rain or something. I don't fucking know. That person got their instinct from somewhere, and usually someone who ends up stranded is an adult. Imagine a child being stranded in an island. I guess I would need to research that because what if the case has taken place? But I am pretty sure that that little kid must have gotten some kind of example to follow, some kind of lead. You just do not randomly end up on some place. You have circumstances surrounding you. So that's why you need to make the best decisions that you can based on your circumstances so that you can progress. Whatever the definition of progression is for you. For some people, it is to have a lot of money. For some people, it is to be in shape forever. For some people, it is to simply be healthy and have good connections in their lives, positive things. Whatever your definition of success is, maybe it is all of those things combined. That is completely up to the individual. But I think it's crazy that we're trying to generalize what people's goals are. And I feel like life is so much more simple than that, but we are susceptible to being brainwashed based on the stuff that we see on TV, we hear on the radio, and we hear other people talk about, and now social media, where everyone is glued to their phones 24/7. You're at the job, you're peeking into your pocket, like we cannot tell that you're looking at your phone. And when you're on the car, one of your hands is busy on your stupid little device, and you put your life at risk because you're distracted, and driving is something that actually requires concentration, etc., etc. So I'm just saying, if you make a terrible decision, you made your terrible decision. We cannot feel bad for you when the consequences and the bad stuff happens. Why do I feel like I am laying on you? Well, I thought that this would be better lighting because in order for me to film like I regularly do, yeah, it would have taken a lot of time. And I'm trying to clear my room from all that crap that I'm getting rid of so that I can maybe film with the original setup that I used to have like a year and forever ago with like the pictures in the background. I miss that so much. I had better lighting. I was just more comfortable. So just wait for me to get my life together. All right, it'll be worth it. That's funny. Bad decisions. MC Hammer. I didn't know she made a racy video. I'll have to look for it. You know what? Crazy, crazy. Now that you put it like that, when just to know that you know someone's name, you know what they look like, and then you know that there is this video about them out there, and you know that they are strangers, people who this person will never know, they will look at you during that deed. Something that is supposed to be reserved for like personal matters, intimate stuff. How can you live comfortably and happily knowing that strangers just know your business like that? But when I think about it, I'm not an entertainer. I'm not someone who makes money under those circumstances. And my values simply do not allow it. So I don't understand it, but for her, it works. But I just really would love to sit down and have a conversation with her and ask her to just fill me in on what it's like to think like her because I am so unlike that for me it's 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 weird to wrap my head around that. It really is. So I would like to just have an interview with her and be like, you know what? Just how is this fascinating for you? How is this inspiring? How is it that money can really make you feel that way? Like for that to be your primary concern. For me, my the most important thing in my life is it revolves around love. And what I mean by that is family, close friends, the people who are close to me, things that are meaningful, but that you cannot really put a price on, the very basics. So, being obsessed with materialism conflicts with me. So, maybe that's why I'm really obsessed about just getting rid of as much stuff as I can. Like, I should do a video on the stuff that I actually own. And it's like I live like a hermit. The only thing that really overflows here is clothes because let's face it, I'm a girl and I go through stages and I have to change and I have to have the same little thing in a million different colors. Especially since my perception of hues as a woman is more extended from what I hear. Like, is it true that guys can only see like blue, red, green, purple, whereas we can see magenta, cyan, aqua, wine red, crimson. Or, is that really true or is that just some bullshit? I'm pretty sure that you guys can perceive that color, but what does it mean for you guys to have a limited range of the color spectrum? Let me know if that's true or not, because I understand that genetically we have our differences. Like, apparently we can smell better or something, and you guys can definitely lift much heavier, so let me know if that's true. But then again, if you have trouble perceiving colors, how would you know that these other ranges that I am talking about actually exist? So, anyways, just tell me about it. Um, God gave people gifts to use their talents, and we all gonna get out of the world to show God's gift. You know what, Jordan? Now that you mention this, I don't think I have ever mentioned this on the channel before, but there is actually a celebrity who I actually admire, and her name is Simone Biles. She's that gymnast who was like really popular in 2017, 2018 or something. To me, that's amazing because to be that physically adept, you definitely have to have discipline, train, consistency, all that good stuff. So I feel like that girl definitely found her passion and is definitely doing the right thing in life. Like to me, her physical capabilities are impressive. She clearly has no question, no doubt in her mind that she is doing the thing in life that she was meant to be doing. So, what better way to live than that? You're actually doing what interests you. So for me, I've always been someone who I have never been sure about what is my calling in life, like what am I good at? Because as a kid, I was never really that useful. I was more just chatty. Like I like to think, I like to imagine, but I was not really ever that crafty or anything meaningful, significant, anything like that. I can give others ideas, I can motivate others. But what can I do for myself, to myself, for like for me to build on? See what I mean? To have that sense of fulfillment. Because I don't think that just helping others feel better about themselves is what I'm meant to be doing in the grand scheme of things. See what I mean? So, in a sense, I'm still searching for what it is that I really am meant to do. I'm not struggling with who and what I am. I'm just struggling with what should I be doing. But anyways, no hurry. It's all right. Where the heck am I at? True, we all need others' help. Yeah, and we are also by default just social creatures. If we didn't have anyone to interact with, I'm pretty sure that we would be driven pretty mad, like quickly. Bill Gates created computers, Vince McMahon created WWE, Barry Gordy created Motown. Joe Jackson started Michael Jackson and the Jackson career, and Michael Jordan's created Jordan shoes. Oh, I forgot Walt Disney created Walt Disney World cartoons. That's guaranteed money. Most people don't have no talent nowadays. Still, the famous people going crazy. Come on, what's wrong with these people? Yeah, it's like, what is it? Do something remotely cool, and then it gains traction, and that's how you just make it, and you make millions of dollars somehow. And then somehow people still try to convince you that you actually will only become successful through effort. Um, some people do not put any effort at all, and somehow it works for them. So we need to expand on that. I don't believe in progression, I only believe in reincarnation. Do you have a Snapchat? Hell no. People on phones is like the video game these days. So sad. You are so cute. Do you mind kissing the phone? I really want to kiss you as a friend or other. You look so majestic. Well, nah, that would be a guthouse. And it would be pretty awkward too. It's just not something I do. It breaks my heart to say she has a boyfriend. Yeah, like, yeah, was it you, whole girl, who was saying you didn't know? Like, I'm pretty sure that I mentioned that pretty often. So it was kind of weird. Honestly, they have no shame or sense of guilt or propriety. Property? Propriety. Being proper. What is your point? Money is just paper, don't have no feelings, no life, no soul. People need to learn that in life, and in life, that's all about loving Jesus, not just money and fame. Yeah, it's like, what is it called? That vanity sector, too. Ugh. We have a freaking magazine called Vanity. Like, that's enough bad news on its own. My point is, I am in love with her, but it is unrequited. Kissing someone on the face cheeks is far different from sexy time. I just want to hug her and kiss her. A quick peck on the on the cheeks. You need to spell check, bruh. Cheeks. I love women wearing colors. Only men can be colorblind, but most are not. They see every color. You know what? My mom has trouble distinguishing between. You guys know the Camry 2015 Camry, when it came out and it had this specific shade of blue, my mother cannot distinguish purple from that shade of blue. Usually, if it's really bright outside, she has trouble distinguishing colors like that. Like sometimes I tell her, "Hey mom, look at my jacket." And she's like, "Oh, that's a pretty blue." And I'm like, "It's not blue. It's not blue, mom. It's fucking purple. You're just filling in the blank because you know that blue is my favorite color." But no. But the purple, purple, no blue, purple. And she has consistently made that mistake. Like all the times in my life that I have like had color comparisons with her, she has done that. And she said that her problem began when she was in college. So I know that color blindness affects like reds and greens, right? But have you guys ever heard of such a thing? Trouble distinguishing between purples and blues? I've never looked into it. I am a terrible daughter. I'm a terrible daughter. Oh, I read that women have better color perception because they needed to be able to identify poisonous plants. Oh, that makes sense. Poisonous plants and berries. Yeah, because berries and plants would be for like medicinal, herbal remedies, and then berries are easy to pick as opposed to you needing to go out and hunt down an animal. That makes sense. And then smell can also tell you a lot about the quality of something. Like something can be rancid, something can be too sweet. Oh, that makes sense. How come it never really occurred to me before? You will find your gifts, Emery, and I do love your gift on YouTube videos. I appreciate that. You don't have anyone who will make you better and open. I can help you get out of your shell. You are a genius and can't recognize it yet. I can show you why you are a genius. A lot of people have said that. Like, a lot of people say that I have remarkable like thoughts, imagination, and just intelligence. And I'm like, no, guys, please don't think that about me. I'm a fraud. Deep down, I'm a fraud. uh, let's see, where am I at? Yes, Emery, you are right. My favorite color is between blue and greenish blue, teal, shy blue, royal blue, aquamarine. Garuda, what if I told you I am wearing teal underneath this jacket? Teal is one of my favorite colors, but I don't wear it much because green would be my third favorite color. My favorite hue is navy, and then black, and then green. But sometimes I like green better than black. So I don't know. I just know that you can combine anything with like black, you know? So yeah. But anyways, I guess I have to keep teal in mind. It's like what is what is out there in nature that is teal? Would you say seaweed is teal or is it green? Because I swear to God, it has kind of a tealish. I don't fucking know. Seaweed is definitely green, but like, can it be tealish sometimes? Blue is such a different, like, difficult color to see in nature. I can think of that one butterfly and even blueberries. If you juice blueberries, they turn fucking purple. So I cannot even trust that blueberries are actually blue. See what I mean? So yeah. Anyways, the issue is if a person had damage to their skull, it might be harder to render colors. Oh, you know what? I don't know if you're one of my Metal Gear Solid fans out there, but in Metal Gear Solid, I hear that in Metal Gear Solid 5 or Metal Gear Solid V, anyways, the Phantom Pain, that there was supposedly, allegedly, and apparently an unfinished chapter called The Kingdom of the Flies. And shoot, this might be spoilers, but anyways, I'm gonna take my chances. This never actually happened in the game, but there was like a side something in which supposedly because Big Boss had that shrapnel in his head, at some point he was like engaged in a fight with Eli, and then Eli was wearing some kind of suit that was supposed to be red, but then other sentries or something showed up and they were wearing white. And then something happened to where Big Boss, because of his injury, he had a moment where he couldn't distinguish colors very well anymore. And then basically he mistook Eli for a sentry and something really bad happened. I'm not going to like spoil that, but anyways, so it makes a lot of sense. Um because the brain is responsible for like processing all of that, processing colors, processing shoot, even daytime vision and nighttime vision. Because don't you use your rods when it's dark? You only see black and white or grayish when it's dark. And then when there's light, that's when your cones are activated, and that's how you see colors. Anyways, I'm trying to remember a lesson from like 9 years ago. Just I kind of understand how the eye works, just not a whole lot. Oh man, I'm crazy. Um, you're welcome, Sammy. You're not a frog. You're a genius. Yeah, I do feel like a fraud a lot of times. Then I will be like many many hearts. I guess that's over my teal shirt. Black is not considered a color. It's the absence of color. Just like coldness is the absence of heat. I hear that coldness does not really exist. So, yeah. A stone is teal. Some lakes are teal. Yeah, you're right. Like sometimes I see pictures of places that they're not transparent, but they're not blue, but they're yeah, you're right. You're right. Hmm. The sky is bleh, water is bleh. Black is my color, the way it looks strong and matches all colors, just like white. It's like you can match white with anything except one combination, color combination that I think is weird, but somehow it can be pretty is a bright red with gray. You know, because it's like the bright red looks really like exaggerated, and then gray is like a a completely different contrast. So although it it doesn't really match all the time for me, if you get the right shade of red, it can really look super. I don't know if that makes sense, but if it's bright red over gray, I may have a little bit of a conflict with it. I can do orange over gray, but not red over gray. Just something about red just doesn't go with gray. Anyways, you guys let me know how you feel about that. To get a teal lake, it has to be next to a hot spring or a salt lake. Interesting. I didn't know that, but now that I think about it, you're right. Olga Gorlukovich, hi! Speaking of Metal Gear, is it worth finishing Metal Gear Solid 5? I was playing it and I just lost interest about a quarter way in. Well, here is an example of me being a fraud. But I never actually played the game. I just saw multiple gameplays and I personally enjoyed it. I would recommend that if you have it, just please finish it because why not? Um, but if you lost interest, I'm not even going to judge you, although Metal Gear Solid was like my life. I mean, my adolescence revolved around Metal Gear. But I would say finish it because there's still stuff to enjoy from it. But the game itself, it was definitely not what I was thinking it would be. It did not meet my expectations. It did not really disappoint me. Like, oh, I waited. How long did it take to make? Like 4 years for it to come out, and it let me down. What can I say? I liked some stuff, but I feel like I was more excited during the times that the trailers would drop than when the game was actually being played in front of me. See what I mean? So, but then again, I'm just a terrible person, so maybe not the best person to ask that. What do you guys think who have played MGS? Anybody here? Um, what is it? Jordan Webby, who hangs out here from time to time, he would be your man to talk to about that one. Yes, I know what you're saying, Zamri. There are so many colors, and the Bible says there are different colors in heaven. Cannot even picture it on your mind, but God is awesome. Yeah, isn't there supposed to be like a spectrum that only other animals can see? Like humans can see the color spectrum because of specific, like, what is it called? Specific wavelengths or something that our eyes are designed to like interpret, whereas other animals, just like other animals, can hear better stuff, some stuff better than us, yada yada. So I would imagine that there is stuff that we have yet to actually see to acknowledge its presence. But at the same time, if something cannot be picked up by one of our senses, it's crazy to imagine a color that is out there that we cannot even see. Like, what does the color that we cannot see look like? You know? And then I heard a couple years ago of a so-called new shade of blue that has actually been discovered, and I'm like, why? To me, that looks like an like a indigo that wants to be more bluish, but it cannot be because it's indigo-ish. I don't know. You guys would need to look up that one. I would imagine that if you Google something like newly discovered shade of blue, it would appear. I don't remember what the substance was that yielded that color. So sorry. I'm obsessed with 2. That's my favorite one. Oh, good answer. Because to me, Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance, that was the game that I was hooked to for 4 years. Especially the VR missions, the snake tails, which honestly, I cheated. I looked at YouTube videos because I was not that good playing the game to beat those things. But the VR missions, especially the tuxedo ones and the Pliskin ones, those were amazing. So much detail in that game. It's amazing for a PS2 game that came out in 2002. That game has a lot of detail. It's pretty impressive. Yep, yep, yep. I have made videos about it, so yep. Zamri, how about people choosing colors on their wall to paint? You know what? Let me share with y'all a sad story. So, when I was a little girl, I wanted for the walls in my room to be navy. Well, my brother got navy, but I got light green. It's not that I have any issues with light green, it's just that I really wanted navy because I declared navy my favorite color as soon as I learned how to describe that dark blue. Like when I heard, oh, that's navy. Navy, that's my favorite color, navy, dark blue. So to know that my brother got that color and I didn't, I was just sad because I loved how dark it made his room. And I'm like, that's what I wanted for my room. But of course, no, Zam, you're a girl, so therefore you have to have something bright, like green. This will match with your new comforters. Like, why could I not make a decision on my room? That would have been empowering, but I guess I was not paying for the paint or the house, so I cannot have a say over it. I don't know, but I still Sometimes I still cry about that. Like, no, I want it navy. But now, if I could design my own bedroom color, I would love to have burgundy walls that have yellow lines on the middle, like maybe 4 inches apart, some kind of like bar or something, and then thin lines that are golden, and then the center of it be like a tan color. Something crazy. I guess the colors in the Wonder Woman logo, like it's usually maroon with gold. That's what I would like. Maroon and gold. A maroon and gold themed room. I dream of that. And other times, I like the idea of having purple over dark purple. Something about that. But I don't think I could last with that for very long. Just because purple, it has its limitations. Like purple and brown would look absolutely weird. So I need a theme that is pretty flexible. Something that can match with many things. Kind of like this jacket. It's like this can fit many, many things. You know, it's dark brown with tan, so it's like you can do a lot with it. But with like purple, I cannot see purple and red looking good together at all. So, yeah. Um, where am I at? I never played that before. Humans can detect something like 10 million colors. Sounds legit. You know, you ever use a computer and you choose the option that says more colors, and then you see this like palette, and you can drag the mouse, and every mouse has a different code, a different number. Like you can go green to green that's darker, darker, like grayish green, and then you can go to like yellow, mustard yellow, yellowish green, yellowish, like all kinds of things. All of those have an individual number. Even if you drag the mouse by just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit, the smallest bit that the computer can pick up, it'll give you a new code for that color. So the glass outline on Windows, I always customize that. And the current shade of purple that I have on it, I'm pretty sure I will never be able to recreate that again unless I take it to like paint and use the dropper so that it tells me exactly what kind of purple it is. But it looks so pretty. It looks so amazing. I guess I'll have to show you. But I have not changed it in years because I'm afraid of losing that shade of purple. And right now, I named the solution of how to not lose track of that color, but I'm not thinking about that. When I'm using my computer, I'm not thinking about, oh, this shade of purple is fantastic. I have to preserve it. You know, I'm painfully unimaginative like that. So I guess I'll have to get lucky again. Yes, I want to see different colors. Wow, more blue, amazing. Look up Vanta Black. A it is black. What? Oh, black. It absorbs 99% of light. There are videos about it on YouTube. Oh, I'm sorry, Sammy. It's alright. One of these days, maybe I'll live somewhere where I can customize my bedroom, but it's not really something important. I spend so little time in this house to justify me, like, customizing it. Or spend time at home, because this is not, like, my place. This is rented. I do love yellow. That's very different, making the room happy or blue. You know what? When it comes to yellow, that's actually a pretty flexible color. I have discovered that yellow and pink can actually look pretty nice. Yellow and green looks pretty nice. But I'm not entirely sure how I would feel about yellow over tan or a cream color. But but yeah, yellow can be one of those more flexible colors, I guess. Well, guys, hopefully you enjoyed my rambling, my original topic, and everything. I am going to sign up because the girl has to get her sleep. But thank you guys for joining me. Sorry that I have been lost for a little bit, but anyways, I'll get my life together soon. Spring is usually like a challenging time since everything is just